Hey cutie, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Lily Jasmine, and today we're going to go over the 3 principles of walking and dancing on heels. Let's go. The first one that you need to know, that you will see in every dance class that you will ever go to when it comes to heels, is the bevel, either on the right or on the left. And you achieve this. This is the stance that everyone uses when they start a choreo most of the time. You start a choreo, or when you're waiting, or before you start walking, or whatever. Before you start doing exercises, you always start in a bevel. So how you achieve that, you have your legs a little bit further than hip distance apart. Then you shift your weight to either the left or the right. In this case, I'm going to shift to the left. Then you point that right toe. You're sitting in that hip. And don't worry if you can't sit in that hip that far yet, because the flexibility doesn't allow it yet. The range of motion isn't there yet. That's fine. Make sure that your left leg is straight, and you point those toes, the right toes. And then you drag it in until your heels meet each other. You don't have to have your toes meet each other, because we don't want this. We want this. And the more flexibility you get in your ankle, in your hip, the bigger you can make this. So every time you're doing this move, this is for everyone who goes to dance classes, every time you're doing this move, try to challenge yourself to really sit in your bevel. So make sure that your standing leg, so the one that you're actually standing on, in this case my left leg, your toes are not pointed in. They're either pointing forward or a little bit to the diagonal, like this, you see? So you have basically your toes are pointing towards the diagonal. Then make sure that you close your knees, because we don't want to have our legs open like this. It's a surprise. So we keep everything nice and tucked and closed in. Make sure that you tense your core so that you're not hanging like this. So you're bringing it up and in, and your chest is out. Don't hang in your rib cage. Keep it tucked under, but point out. Yes. So think more about your shoulder blades. So think more shoulder blades to the back than chest to the front. Okay. So think roll those shoulders back and stand. So that's your basic stance. That's the movement where you're, or that's the stance where all your movement is going to come from. Okay. So now that we're going to move on to the second principle of walking and dancing in heels, which is walking, because yes, that's the most important thing you can do in heels. If you do not have your walk down, you can dance beautifully, gracefully, but it's just not going to look the same, because there's always going to be steps. There's always going to be walks. Some choreos even start with a few walks, and then if you're not giving that there, everyone's going to know. So this is one of the most important things, I think, when dancing on heels. So we come to our bevel, and we have multiple ways to walk. I have a video that's going over all the ways, but I'm just going to go over the basics here so that you have a little bit of an idea what to do. If you want to have the full tutorial, check out the other video. I'll link it somewhere. So we start in our bevel. I'm going to turn like this so you can see. We start in our bevel. We have our belly button tucked in so that our core is nice and tight. We roll our shoulders back, and we have our chin up and away. We have our gaze out into the future, right? So we're not looking to the floor. That has never brought you anywhere. You are looking towards where you want to go. Then you lift your leg. We're going to do a strut today. We're not going to do a drag walk. We're going to do a strut, which means we're going to lift our leg when we step. Whenever we step, so we're in our bevel, whenever we step, we lift and we place our foot pointed out towards the diagonal. I don't want to see this, and I definitely do not want to see this. No. I want to see like an arrow out into the future. Yes, so come to your bevel, then you lift, you step, and you switch your weight to the right, you lift, you step, you switch your weight to the left, you lift, you step. You see how I switch my weight into the hip? And that's how you're going to get that hip movement there. So make sure that whenever you put your weight on that other leg, you sit into that hip, okay? Make sure that you keep your legs straight when you are stepping on them. So we step, this one straight. I don't want to see, not cute. We want, yes. So practice that. You can speed it up a little bit. Feel free to play some music while you practice this. And it's always good to film yourself or look in the mirror, because then you can correct yourself as well. So now the third principle, I already touched on it briefly, is weight shifting. Basically, if you ask me, dance is weight shifting on music, because you keep on weight shifting, especially with heels. You're going to have lots and lots of balance. You're going to need lots and lots of balance and weight shifts to go through a choreo, especially if it's nice and flowy. You think of the weight going from one leg to the other, okay? Having said that, let's try it. So place your feet a little bit further than hip distance apart. We already did this when we started to go to our bevel. Now we're going to switch our weight to the right. That's all you do. So you keep your legs straight, you switch your weight to the right, you sit in your hip, make sure again that your chin is up, your chest is projected to the front, but your shoulder, it's not hanging. Your shoulders are rolled back, and that's why your chest is pointing out into the future. Make sure that you have your core nice and tight. Do not sit like this. You're not going to keep your balance if you don't have an engaged core. So keep your muscles nice and tight here. And then we're going to switch to the other side. And switch to the other side. Switch to the other side. And switch to the other side. Yes. Now, I'm going to give you a little exercise that you can try by yourself after this video if you want, to practice your weight balance or your weight shifting, sorry. So we're here on our right. No, I kid you. We are starting in our bevel with our right leg, our left leg is our standing leg, and our right is in our bevel. Then we're gonna go, we step out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have our left in our bevel. So we step out again, you step, you weight shift and close, and then you bring it up into passe. And then you bring it down. And then we're going to do it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close, up. Oh, sorry. Up, you see, up and down. Then we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold and down. Yes, so you can practice this a few times. As you will probably notice, it is harder than it looks. Hold onto a wall. Make sure that your weight is not all the way back, as you'll fall. Really try to engage everything. And let me know how it goes. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to see more heels tutorials, because I love making heels tutorials. Let me know if you like them too. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you back for the next video. Bye.